Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Let's Play. Today, I'm going to start off with something a lot of you actually wished for, and now your wish shall be granted. Welcome to Commandos, Beyond the Call of Duty. Made in 1999, also by Pyro Studios, which of course developed then the sequels, Commandos 2 and Commandos 3. Now, Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty is a standalone version, so this game runs smoothly without the original game. However, there have been a few changes, not too many, not too much, but just a few nice additions. If you would like to know more about the basic things that you can do in Commandos, and I should probably start my timer, then you should visit the link to the right hand top corner of this game now, because I will be presenting you there with the Let's Play of Commandos Behind Enemy Lines. So if you have no idea what this game is all about, what I am doing here, or what the basic things is the Commandos can do, then click on the right top hand corner somewhere now. And if you didn't, then you are still with me here. So, let's talk a little about the game. So this game is a little bit shorter than the original game was. It has a few less missions, I believe it's 8 or 9. I haven't really played it since a long time, so I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it's 8 missions. So this game is a tad shorter than the original, actually a lot shorter than the original, but it still has missions that can take for hours, especially because the maps are sometimes a lot larger than you would expect them to be. So let's have a look at the help section here and get a look about things that actually have changed. As I said, if you have no idea, click on the annotation link that was displayed before, because now I'm just going through the things that have changed, not the things that were originally in the game. Right, so here we have the things that are different now. Commandos can now, or actually in this case, it's like a common action, so every Commandos soldier can do this, can put an enemy soldier into puppet mode, meaning that the enemy soldier has to be handcuffed or stunned before it can be put into puppet mode. And after that, you can click the guy around and just tell him what to do and distract his mates by using this magazine, and it seems to read, oh, really have to get close to him, I want to review this. It's called Signal. Okay, so whatever Signal is, maybe the 1940 version of the Playboy, I have no idea. So you can use this magazine to distract enemy soldiers, just like the spy would do in the original game. Then we come to the section, like in this case the Green Beret can do it, like using handcuffs on enemy soldiers. The one big advantage of using handcuffs is pretty simple. It is that you can actually carry soldiers around before their death animation finishes. Meaning, if you would use the knife, for example, you can shoot a guy with a knife, indeed. No, you can knife a soldier in the back, and then he would die, of course. But the problem with this is, you need to wait for the death animation to finish before you can carry him around, which of course makes sometimes things a little bit more time related. If you however use handcuffs, you can then already use the hand icon on the enemy soldier to carry him around, which makes it sometimes a little bit less timing equivalent. So this is actually a good thing. If you want to quickly move an enemy soldier, use the handcuffs, take him away, and somewhere else kill him outright. Or just, actually, you can use that as a distraction. So if you want to place an enemy into sight, with handcuffs of course, then another one will come running to it and try to untie him. If you get him before that point, of course you can then take care of the other guy that comes running, but to that later on. Now this beautiful arrow down here is actually, can you scroll down, which I was hesitant before because I didn't know what it was, but since I saw that stone icon here, it was cut off, I thought, okay, this is going to be scrolling probably, isn't it? Oh, it is! So, stones. Very important things, actually, because the stones will help you in getting soldiers to the positions like you want them to have. Especially because if you're standing behind a fence or another impassable object, you can throw the stones across that thing, get the enemy to run to you, hide somewhere, the enemy stands around, not knowing what to do, shaking his head, and then running back to the place he originally was. But if you're fast enough, you can then use your green beret or another soldier that you have close by to take care of that soldier while he's running away and probably out of sight of anyone else. So that is also some kind of a distraction method. Also, there is now a cigarette pack which sometimes will be dropped from enemy soldiers on their bodies. So if you have killed an enemy soldier and want to grab the body, sometimes a cigarette icon will pop up and you can get that cigarette pack into your inventory, drag the body away, and then use the cigarette pack to lure enemy soldiers towards the location you want them to. This can be quite helpful, especially if you want enemy soldiers to move to a location where you want them to go. Especially if there are 2 or 3 soldiers nearby, you can then get them one by one sometimes, and maybe even without having to care about the other dudes that are standing around there. So that's also one of the pretty good distraction methods that have been added into this add-on. Now let's have a look at what else we have here. Also, the hotkeys, as you can see, have changed a little bit. So it's not anymore X for the knife, it's W. No idea why they changed that. I think the actual original key set out was quite okay. But it seems now with Q, W, H, E, V, and some other keys that are slightly awkwardly positioned. So you have to move around your hand a little bit more. But there we go. Anything else you should know? I don't think so. Oh yeah, the driver has now a rifle. Well, duh, I haven't used the machine gun in the previous Let's Play. I probably won't be using any things that make sound a lot in this game either. Because, why should I? I mean, it just attracts attention, and the things you don't want is attention. This is a stealth-based game. Why would you shoot around like an insane idiot out from, I don't know, somewhere where you shoot people? So you don't need to do that. You can, of course, do it, but I really rely on stealth tactics. I don't want to go too much into the fighting with guns issue, because, well, I can play that game with guns, yeah, but why should I? It doesn't require any skill at all, just a little bit of knowing where to position my guys, and then line them up pretty quickly, and then have the enemy soldiers just running towards me. Boom shot, boom shot, boom shot. And no, every soldier runs in the same line and just get killed off. Wow, pretty easy, isn't it? Yeah, but pretty boring as well. So, no, we're not going to do that, unless it's absolutely necessary. Another method you can use, of course, as a driver is the club, which I honestly think I haven't used that much in the previous playthrough. I actually had no idea the driver had a club until I clicked this next button, so it might be useful. I don't know. I haven't played this in a while, so I might actually not know in missions when to use it and when not. But we're going to do that as with the Behind Enemy Lines Let's Play on the fly. So it will not be playing missions beforehand. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play the missions on the fly. If I miss something, well, I'm just gonna miss it. So, not a big deal. I think there's something new here as well, indeed. We have now Ether. Ether can be used to make an enemy soldier unconscious. Why you would do that, I don't know. Probably because the same issue, like with the Green Beret, that you can just use it to stun enemies and then handcuff them and carry them away. But I don't really see the need of that. Maybe because if you have multiple enemies, you can do that faster. I don't know. Might be the case. Might be useful. I don't know. We will see. Also, you can now use normal uniforms of handcuffed or stunned enemy soldiers. That will allow you to move around undetected. However, you cannot use the distract uniform thing because, well, distract here actually, because you're not an officer, so you can just run around and basically explore the enemy territory, but you cannot distract any enemy soldiers, which of course is actually the reason of the spy. So I don't really see the need of that too much. However, you can use that, of course, to get closer to the enemy officer uniform, which might actually be useful. Last but not least, we have the Dutch contact, which actually I don't remember that much about. So she can be used to distract enemies with her lipstick, yay, and she can pick up and drop items, whatever items that might be. We will find out soon enough. Also, if the videos seem a little bit off, that is because they are not loaded from within the game, but from the outside. I have no idea why that is. The CD is in. I have everything set up correctly, but it's just not gonna let me load the videos. I have no idea why that is, but we have to go with that. I think it's only 4 or 5 videos anyway, so we should be able to get them a little bit at the middle of the gameplay somewhere, so I don't know where it is. But so, this is Commandos Beyond the Call of Duty. This is another game of strategy, of stealth, and skill. And let's jump right into mission number 1. Oh, by the way, before we do that, listen to the music. This music is awesome, by the way. I absolutely love it. So, let's go into mission number 1. I'm gonna play not on hard, but on easy, because the normal person plays on easy. Not gonna play hard. I'm not suicidal.
Spring 1940. There was little or nothing to be done to prevent the fall of Poland or France, since the superiority of the German blitzkrieg over traditional war tactics was quite evident. Most of continental Europe has been occupied by the forces of the Third Reich, who are advancing without opposition through the Balkans to help the Italian army invade Greece. At the other end of Europe, in Great Britain, the fighting spirit of the citizens increases the efficiency of the defences and stalls the German army on the other shore of the English Channel. This is precisely the right time to swing into action. The commandos are needed to create chaos in the enemy camp and to enable the Allies to react. Summer 1940. The Allied forces are expelled from the continent, leaving all of Europe in the hands of the Third Reich. Hitler begins planning the invasion of England. For weeks on end, the Luftwaffe drops countless bombs on England to prepare for the invasion. Your men must destroy the installations that are on Guernsey, a small British Channel island occupied by the Germans. The German headquarters is counting on those installations to help guide the invasion force. You must, at whatever cost, make the channel an unbreachable barrier.
Welcome to the English Channel, officer. In this mission, your main targets are the radar station and the lighthouse, which are located on the island. Furthermore, and to make the chore easier for our bombers, you must also destroy the anti-aircraft batteries that are also located on the island. Once you have finished, head for the meeting point, where you will be picked up and taken home safe and sound. Escape will be easier if you use the lift to the beach. Before you finish, I must remind you that the area is full of underwater mines, so you must be extra cautious in the water. That will be all. Good luck.
Really, I wouldn't have noticed these big floating mines there. I would have thought they're candy and would have eaten it. No, of course not. Those are mortar mines. They are dangerous, like you can imagine. So let's have a look at the map. Our targets are the radar station here, the lighthouse over here, and destroying all of these flak cannons here. It seems pretty easy, but let me tell you, even though I haven't played this game for a while... Oh, and by the way, look at the beautiful improved graphics effect here. Water on the shore. Yeah. And also, where is it? Water on the rocks. Ooh, improvements. And also some improvement that I don't like is this.
Hmm? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
Hmm?
They have improved the voices of some of the actors in here,
Yes, sir.
which I kinda not like at all.
Sir. Coming right over,
But
sir.
we have to deal
Okay.
with that.
All right.
So let's bring the...
Going.
Yeah. No, I don't like this new voice actor, trust me. Not good.
Coming.
Not comparable to the first one. Not one bit. By the way, birds!
Okay.
But they're not evil, so we're not gonna take care of these either. So, coming back to my objective, I'm going to have to destroy all the things that are marked with a red circle here. Well, this is our exit point, and we have to go through here at some point, most likely. Or, no, actually we have to go through there. There's no other way than that. I believe that you can actually shoot the mines with a pistol. Not too certain, but I believe that was the reason why they positioned them here. So we'll find that out soon enough. But for the moment, explaining my tactic, which I also like quite a lot. So, I'm gonna get out here first. Gonna take care of these two guys. Gonna take care of this dude. And then we'll move up here. Slowly. Slowly, very slowly. Maybe take care of this dude, depending on what we can do. And I suppose we then might just take care of these guys in the courtyard. Not sure how I'm going to approach this just yet, but I suppose we can take care of them quite easily. Also, there's a guy up here who could potentially spot down here. I'm not entirely convinced about that, but we will find that out pretty soon. But before we continue with any action, by the way, ignore the blinking cursor. And also, notice the improved save speed. That is because the game is not running in compatibility mode. Wow, that word was hard. And I don't have to use a special DLL file, a special exe file to start this up. It is inside the game. You can configure the game speed and game preferences as you wish. So that is very nice indeed. Nothing has changed in the sound. I have the maximum amount of graphic settings here, so that is cool and dandy. This dude is just moving around here, back here. What about these guys, by the way? Oh, maybe it's better to start here, huh? Does he see him? No, he doesn't. Do you see him? Most likely. What about you guys? Yeah, but we cannot actually get through here without too much trouble. Well, no, I suppose we have to come from the upper stage here. That might make a little bit more sense, I suppose. Alright, let's just try it. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? Yeah, I could die,
Immediately,
but,
sir.
I mean, I've died so many times in the previous LP. I'm gonna wait for this guy to come back and go back again, because I don't want any distraction. I want this guy to move up here, and the guy to move back. I should have enough time to climb the ladder, hopefully.
Coming, sir. Understood, sir. All right.
Well, that was already quite a fail. But we are beginning like previously noted.
Righto,
On
sir.
a very trial and error basis here. I'm going to try to make my way up here nonetheless again. And maybe we're lucky this works the second time around. Normally you just say third time is a charm, but hopefully the second time is here.
Coming right over, sir. Immediately, sir. Okay, coming, sir.
What? He saw him. Really?
Okay.
Was a little bit too early on a shot, I would assume.
Righto, sir.
Alright, let's try it again. Last time I'm trying, third time's a charm, as one says. So, dude, move according to what I've planned, and all shall be fine.
Coming right over, sir. Immediately, sir.
Really?
Understood, sir.
Well, I kind of moved down again, so this wasn't too bad. At least I didn't die. But what's dying if the whole complex is on alarm? Which is, of course, not
Righto,
what I
sir.
want. I have to really wait until this sight circle is moving. Sight triangle is moving back.
Coming right over, sir. Immediately, sir. Understood, sir. Righto, sir. Okay, all
Of
right.
course, there's also blood.
Coming, sir. Going. Immediately, sir. Okay.
Alright, let's wait for this dude.
Yes, sir. Coming right over, sir. Coming, sir. Coming.
I hope he doesn't spot me here.
Coming right over, sir. All right. Righto, sir. Understood, sir.
Well, that worked perfectly. Let's wait for this dude, if he can spot anything down here. Oh, we have got cigarettes as well.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Finished.
Alright, this looks good. A good start, with only 3 tries. Wonderful. So, when we come back, folks, more of Commandos. So, see you then, soldiers. Dismiss.